Yes, indeed. The Black Panther 2 trailer dropped. Um, and I just, you know what I'm saying? I got it. I watched it. We're gonna watch it again. I'll probably rewatch it again later on. We got some questions that need some answers. Um, I'm down with the recast the T'Challa movement. I don't want to steal the shine from this trailer by jumping into that just yet. So let's watch the trailer real quickly. And this movie looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. I don't have nothing bad to say about the cinematography of the movie. It looks great. Got one of my favorite Marvel characters, Namor, showing up. Matter of fact, the original Marvel superhero. Do y'all hear me? The original Marvel that dude right there, Namor, the original Marvel superhero. So nobody created this dude when it comes to Marvel. And he's the first mutant, the original mutant that was retconned then. Let me say that. Yeah, look at that. He got the wings. Looking good. Yeah. November 11th. Tickets are on sale already. Uh, so if you're looking to go, if you want to support the film, I know it's been some distractions out there for people who want to go to the boycott. So they want to boycott. I don't see a reason to boycott the film. Just support it. Well, I mean, or don't support it. If you have your reason to boycott, then boycott. I don't have a reason to boycott. In my opinion, it really shows it's not gonna boycott. It's not gonna do. I think what will happen is you boycott this film. If it doesn't work, you won't get any more Black Panthers no more. Nothing. No Black Panther. No T'Challa. No Shuri. No anybody. So boycotting the film is to me is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. But yeah, that was the trailer, man. Like I said, phenomenal trailer, man. Shout out to Ryan Coogler. Cougs comes through. He's been doing his thing since Fruitvale Station. Um, and only it seemed like he's only getting better. Creed, Black Panther, the first one. This one, Wakanda Forever. Um, just big salute to him, and you know what I'm saying. I know he's come out and said how hard it was to keep filming, to do this, and we all mourning our different ways over brother Chad, but like I said, it seems like you're putting out a good product. I don't necessarily agree with this storyline and all of that, but it seems like he's putting out a good product, and that's really one of the big major keys when it comes to our creators. Are you putting out a good product? You know what I'm saying? The surrounding politics and everything else, be damned. Is your product good? And that kind of goes back to the whole Bros movie. Is your product good? If your product is good, it will speak for itself. You don't have to come out like if this movie comes out and it flops, I don't think Cool will come out and say, "Oh man, this movie didn't work because of the recast the T'Challa people or all the people who boycotted," or you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Or what if he came out is crazy? What if he came out and said, if this movie did flop, if he came out and said, "Oh well, white people didn't show up," that should be crazy. Come on, man. Come on, man. But I got a couple questions when it comes to this that we want to talk about. When it comes to the narrative of this film, uh, what causes T'Challa's death? Right? Um, is this during the time of the blip, which to me would narratively make sense, because narratively, and I keep using that word, there's no reason for T'Challa to die. He was alive, and the last time we seen T'Challa, he was alive and well. You know what I'm saying? He had Wakanda's turned on. The story, and I said I wasn't gonna get into it, but I get T'Challa being taken away now, right after he turned Wakanda on to the world, especially after the blip. Think about it: 5 years having your protect, not just your king, but your protector. The protector of Wakanda was gone for 5 years during the blip. He shows up, they help defeat Thanos, cool. And then now, fast forward to wherever we're at now, there's no T'Challa. Why? It doesn't make sense. Narratively, it does not make sense, right? How does he die? Maybe, you know what I'm saying, Namor comes in, and during the scenes that we saw, maybe that was more towards the beginning of the film. He floods Wakanda. Maybe T'Challa dies during that scene, or in that battle, he drowns or something like that. I can see that possibly being a decent narrative. I've seen people saying, "Oh, maybe he dies of cancer," and I'm like, "Nah, the dude had the heart-shaped herb that would stop all of that. Like, he wouldn't get sick because of that." You know what I'm saying? That herb, the heart-shaped herb, would negate him being able to get sick. That's one of its properties. You know what I'm saying? That and long life, longevity. So that maybe he gets killed in battle. I think narratively, like I said, if this is have this done during the blip, or T'Challa maybe is taken, because he shouldn't die. That's all I'm saying. He shouldn't die. Narratively, it doesn't make sense. He shouldn't die. What's my other question? It seems like maybe there could be a Wakandan civil war going on. We have maybe Shuri takes over the mantle. She's now, the protector and everything like that of Wakanda. But we know, as per the rules in the first film, you can be challenged for that. I don't see Shuri beating M'Baku in a fight. So there could be a power struggle in that. Yeah, I really don't see her, especially with, no powers, no nothing like that, having to go up against M'Baku the same way that T'Challa did. I don't see her making it out alive, or with the crown intact or whatever. We have the the U.S. government. Shout out to us, man. We always stick our nose into certain affairs that we probably shouldn't be in. But we have what's the character? Martin Freeman, his character. He's a CIA operative. So which means that the U.S. government is probably doing some shady things going on, because that's what it seems like. You have to have that governmental involvement, especially, and that's another thing too. Like, since we don't have T'Challa, now we have Queen Ramonda has to step in and possibly talk to the UN and all of these other people. And not saying that she's not fit for it, but I don't think politically, I don't think that's her bag, right? Politically, that's not her bag. That was her husband's bag, which passed on to her stepson's bag, which is T'Challa. So, we'll see how that works. Is Namor the real villain? Now, I have my thoughts on that. I don't think Namor is the big bad. I think he is an antagonist in this film, but the big bad, I think, is another government that's operating behind the scenes. And I think, this is just my thought, I think Namor gets betrayed by his, I want to say that's his cousin or his uncle, which is Atuma. Can't remember right now. Atuma, who is a villain, who is Namor's villain in the comics. You know what I'm saying? It would make narratively, it would make sense. See, I keep using that word narratively. It would make sense for Atuma to do that and maybe team up with a Dr. Doom or somebody like that, right? Especially if Atuma can get his hands on the vibranium, give the vibranium to Doctor Doom, we got a whole nother big mess of things going on. Everything else, the thing with Wakanda and Black Panther is we can have these stories be so confined and just live here, and it would still fit the MCU grand scheme of things, right? A lot of the shows right now, they don't fit. It don't seem like it fits what's going on in the world, especially coming with this phase 4. A lot of it's whatever, man. What else I got? What makes Namor attack Wakanda? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is Namor attacking? You have an underwater nation, and then you have Wakanda. With those two, I don't see them. What's the conflict there, right? I'm trying to figure out what's the conflict there. We know that in the end of Avengers, was it Endgame? You know what I'm saying? We had, well, it wasn't the end, but during Avengers Endgame, Okoye said that it was, a massive earthquake out in the ocean. That could have implications going forward as far as what's going on with Wakanda Forever. We'll see, but I don't know the main reason why Namor will be attacking Wakanda at this moment in time. He says that they don't have in the trailer he says their protector is gone. Now is the time to strike, which means that maybe, and Namor is old, like old, fought with Captain America during World War II, old. And I wonder, they got to include that. They need to include things like that. That would help flesh out his story of him being old and him fighting, and maybe he retreated back to the, to Talocan, or AKA Atlantis, and that's where he's been at, just chilling for the most part right now. And now he's back to come back into the surface world and assert his dominance up there too. But so yeah, I don't know why he's attacking right now. Like I said, maybe he fought a black, one of the ancestral Black Panthers back in the day. Maybe he lost, retreated, and now he's coming back to get his get back. Namor got to get them, you know what I'm saying, that get back. I've been down here training, you know what I'm saying? So that could be one. What else I have? Oh, yeah. Does the new Black Panther have power? So whoever this is running around in this suit, do they have powers? Because we know that the heart-shaped herb should not exist anymore, right? So what's going on with that? What's really going on with that? You don't have, unless you synthesized it some way, or maybe it's a new batch of heart-shaped herbs growing out in the wild, or maybe it gives you a different, maybe there's a different set, like a different species of that same plant, or, I'm saying, a offshoot of that plant, and maybe it gives you a different power set, you know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people, it seems like it's probably going to be Shuri in the suit, which it's fine. I don't know why a lot of people think that nobody wants to see Shuri in the suit. They always say, well, it was in the comics. And when people say it's in the comics, I can tell you didn't read the comics. Yes, she was in the comics, but Shuri only took on the Black Panther mantle when she had to, because T'Challa was dealing with some other things. And she only had like a 5-issue run as far as her wearing the suit, and then she ended up, quote unquote, dying and being resurrected from the ancestors and gaining a whole different power. She, like Shuri, Shuri has enough of her own story to where her story can be brought to life on screen without having to take over the mantle, because she stands on her own without having to even be Black Panther. Like, she don't need the mantle because she's just that dope with her own powers. Matter of fact, her powers might be greater than T'Challa's powers. So think of, you know what I'm saying? Just those are things that could be played with in the future, maybe, hopefully. But yeah, does she have the heart-shaped herb? Is it just more now the suit is more technological, you know what I'm saying, got more gadgets and things like that? Think of maybe a Batman, one of Batman's suits, maybe mixed with an Iron Man suit, put it, you know what I'm saying, some stuff like that. That's the only thing I could think of that would enhance her strength, not from within, but on the outside, kind of like an exosuit or something like that. I could see that working, but there's no heart-shaped herb. So narratively, you need to explain that to me too, Ryan Coogler. You got to help us out. You got to help us out. I'm poking a lot of holes in what is going on right now. You know what I mean? Poking a lot of holes. And my final one, which really perplexes me, man, kind of grinds my gears, is Riri Williams, aka Ironheart. Why is she in this film? Like, what does she have to do with Wakanda? Because in the comics, if you know, and I always, source material means a lot. I don't know why people act like source material don't mean stuff. Source material means a lot. Riri Williams, from Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Inner city kid, went to MIT, ended up getting kicked out of MIT, built her own Iron Man suit, you know what I'm saying? Yada, 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 becomes a superhero, joins the Champions, if I remember correctly, with Kamala Khan, aka Miss Marvel. See, it's things like they put some stuff together, but they just ain't getting over it. Either way, she has no ties to Wakanda in the comics, no ties to Shuri or T'Challa. So you know what I'm saying? I'm like, why should she show up here? I think where she should have showed, and maybe this could just be a exit point, a jump off point for her to show up in the Armor Wars movie, which is it's now being a movie instead of a series. But I think that's where she should show up at, right? Show up there. But I'm gonna tell you this: she does not need her own film. She don't need her own film. I think she serves better as a supporting character, just because she doesn't have a lot of material, a lot of source material, and it just wasn't the best. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the best. I'll come out and say this is one of Marvel's forced diversity projects that was going on during the Marvel Now comics run. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I do believe in diversity and inclusion and stuff like that. But when you force it, you get bad stories. And unfortunately, we had a lot of bad reviews. Now, when she showed up with the Champions, I think it worked better. I think she works better as a team, right? Because we already got an Iron Man. A lot of these secondary characters or legacy characters, token, what is it? Would it be a tokenized character? I don't know. I just call it a legacy character. These legacy characters, I think they work better as supporting roles. But you know, it is what it is. Those are a couple of questions that I got. Pokes a couple of holes in the things that's going on with Wakanda Forever and things like that. I just want to throw this out here. I think because, you know, Ryan Coogler, he came out and he said, you know, it was hard. He almost walked away from doing the film or whatever. Then I don't think you should have did the film. I think this movie should have been allocated to the Wakanda Forever series that was announced, what it was, a year ago, 2 years ago at D23. Then that gives everybody time to mourn, not just you, but also the audience, right? You can tell a story, maybe flesh, because I don't know if this is during the blip or not, but I think Wakanda Forever would have been dope if set during the blip. Think about it. Your king is gone. Wakanda, we just opened the borders. We just told everybody we were the most technologically advanced nation in the world. You know, people want to go come and get our weapons and our technology and stuff like that. And our champion is gone. Our king is gone. Our protector is gone. Man, I know all hell broke loose for 5 years, whether it was civil wars, whether it was other invading. And that's why I think this happens during the blip. That's why I think it happens during the blip. For 5 years, Wakanda, you know what I'm saying? I know, did they close their borders? Did they keep it open? We don't know. So, but yeah, that's just my take on it. That's just my take on things. Y'all let me know how y'all think, how y'all feel about this stuff, man.